Hey guys, welcome back to the Snapper and Chronicles. Today we have another Ratchet video for you guys. But before we start, like always, if you find this stuff, any of this content helpful or informative, could you give me a like and share and subscribe to my channel? Okay, today we have an OEM ratchet. And this ratchet is made in Taiwan. It's 3/8, and the item number is 22911. Okay, the reason I got this is because I know there was a series of Duralast ratchets maybe like 10 years ago that were pretty well regarded ratchets. They were 36 teeth and they seemed like they were pretty rugged. And here's an example of one of those. This is a well-used Duralast ratchet from around that time period, like maybe 8 years ago, where they had these ratchets. This one has a rubber contoured handle. But these were pretty well regarded as being, I don't know, tough little ratchets, good bang for the buck kind of ratchets that were Duralast brands, and these were sold at Autozone. And if any of you folks were wondering, oh well, it's sad that these aren't sold anymore at Autozone or Duralast, and you know, you kind of missed the boat on these, you really didn't, because OEM Tools makes the same ratchet. And I found this on Amazon, and this was, I think at the time, a few weeks ago, this was like $18, 18 and change. And for some reason, Amazon and their pricing is kind of weird. I think I looked the other day, it was like $21 or $22. So it might have went up a little bit, but it's always fluctuating on Amazon, so you might find it for less at a different time. Here's what it came in. This is the packaging. Not much to see here. Has limited lifetime warranty. I wonder how good that is. But these are the ratchets. They're pretty much exactly the same. The OEM comes with like a brushed chrome finish, and the Duralast came with a polished chrome. You see the OEM, it's kind of got a brushed look to it. Okay, and if you look at the plates are identical, except that the Duralast is deeper imprinted. The OEM seems to be kind of a little bit lighter imprinting on the plate. And they have the model numbers here. This one's 73873, and the OEM is 22911. Okay, let's open this one up. This is to open this up, you're gonna need a T-Torx 10 for these screws. Okay, here are the screws. They come with some Loctite on them. So you can see there. That's what they look like. Just regular Torx screws. They're Asian torque screws, so I would tread lightly with them. I wouldn't put too much torque on these, because I don't know, the quality is not always there with these torque screws. Okay, and I pull out the handle a little bit and I take the plate out. And just for comparison, I'll take this plate out also on the Duralast. Okay, here are the two plates. They're about the same thickness. Yep, same thickness. But like I said, this the Duralast is a little bit better, deeper imprinted. This one's like a light imprint. It comes well greased, as you can see on the inside of the plate here. And here's the inside of the mechanism. Looks pretty good. Looks pretty sturdy. You see the walls, the thickness here in the walls, the opposing walls is pretty good. So it's I would say it's decent. It has a decent strength. It's two teeth pawl. There's the gear. Like I said, it's well greased from the factory. 36 teeth on this gear, and it has a rubber seal on the anvil side of the gear. The only thing I would complain about this ratchet is that there's a good amount of back drag. You can feel it pretty much. You can feel it pretty good. It's more back drag than the Duralast here. Maybe it needs to be, I don't know, needs to break in or something. But I did notice that there was a good amount of back drag. Here's the Duralast gear, and here is the OEM gear. They're pretty much identical. Same thickness, pretty much. That's the back. So 36 teeth, both gears. Here are the insides of the mechanisms. About the same. You can see the thickness here also in the walls. The opposing walls are the same in the Duralast and the OEM. And the pawls also. The pawls are identical, and the pawls are held in by a T6 Torque 6 screw. And the switches also are identical. And these switches have both of them have a rubber seal on them. I took the OEM apart already, and a while ago, and I checked it, and yeah, it did have a rubber seal in the switch, just like the Duralast. So if you want to see the complete teardown of this ratchet, go check out my video on this Duralast, and I'll put a link in the description if you want to see just how to take apart the pawl, unscrew the screw, and take the switch out, and you can see the rubber gasket and you can see the ball bearing and all that stuff. Okay, to get this back together, grab the gear. Okay, you get the gear and you just drop it in here like that. This is how it looks when it's ratcheting. Okay, you take your plate, you drop it back in, take your screws, you put those back in, and you screw those in. And like I said before, don't over torque these screws, because it might be a decent ratchet, but you never know how they got these screws, you know, procured them, and they might not be the greatest screws. You know, a lot of times you find on a lot of Asian tools, you find torque screws or whatever screws are holding something together, and they'll be stripped out because that's poor quality. So I would just give them a little tightening, not too much. And if you're concerned, you can put a drop of Loctite on the tips, just so it'll be stable. But yeah, that's my teardown and review of the OEM ratchet from OEM Tools. And again, the model number is 22911, and you find these on Amazon if you're interested in getting something similar to what those Duralast ratchets of like 10 years ago. Okay guys, till next time.